few days later, I sit in language and literacy, staring at the instructor as she talks about the importance of composing distinction messages when communicating via port. Then, as if to illustrate her point, one such message comes through the main port in the classroom. Cassia Reyes, procedural infraction. The official will arrive to escort you shortly. Everyone turns to look at me. The room goes silent. Students stop tapping on their scribes, their fingers stilled. Even the instructor allows an expression of pure surprise to cross her face. She doesn't try to keep teaching. It's been a long time since anyone has committed an infraction, especially one announced publicly. I stand up. In some way, I'm ready for this. I accept it. No one can break as many rules as I have and not get caught sometime. I gather my reader and scribe, dropping them into my bag with the tablet container. It seems very important, suddenly, to be ready for the official, for I have no doubt which official will come this time. The first one. The one from the green space near the game center. The one who told me everything would be alright. Nothing would change with my match. Did she lie to me? Did she tell the truth? And my choices made a lie of her words? The teacher nods to me as I leave the room, and I anticipate this simple courtesy. The hall is empty, long, the floor slick surface from a recent cleaning. Yet another place where I cannot run. I don't wait for them to come for me. I walk down the hall, setting my feet precisely on the tile, carefully not to slip, not to fall, not to run while they are watching. She is there, in the green space next to the school. I have to walk across the path and sit on another bench under her eye. She waits. I walk. She does not stand to greet me. When I come close to her, I do not sit down. It's bright out here, and I squint my eyes against the white of her uniform and the metal of the bench, both dazzling, sharp, crisp in the sunlight. And I wonder if she and I see things differently now, that we don't just see what we hope to see. "Hello, Cassia," she says. "Hello. Your name has come up lately in several society departments." She's gestured for me to sit. "Why do you think this is?" There could be any number of reasons, I think to myself. Where do I begin? I've hidden artifacts, I've stolen poems, I've learned to write, I've fallen in love with someone who's not my match, and I'm keeping the fact from my match. "I'm not sure," I say. She laughs. "Oh, Cassia, you were so honest with me the last time we talked. I should have known that might not last." She points at the spot on the bench next to her. "Sit down." I obey. The sun shines almost directly overhead, the light flattering. Her skin looks papery and misted with sweat. Her edges seem blurred, her uniform and its insignia small, less powerful than the last time we talked. I tell myself this so that I won't panic, so that I won't give anything away, especially Kai. "There's no need to be modest," she says surely. "You have some idea of what you've performed on your sorting test. Thank goodness, that's why she's here. But what about the infraction? You have the highest score of the year. Of course, everyone is fighting to get you assigned to their department for your vocation. We in the match department are always looking for a good sorter." She smiles at me. Like last time, her officer rifle and comfort reassurance about my place in the society, and I wonder why I hate her so much. In a moment I know. "Of course," she says, her tone now touched with the sound of regret. I have to tell the testing officials that, unless we see a change in some sort of your personal relationships, we'd be adverse to hiring you, and that I have to mention that to them that you might also be unfit for other sorting related work if these things keep up. She doesn't look at me as she says all this. She watches the fountain in the center of the green space, which I suddenly notice has run dry. She turns her gaze on me, and I feel my heart racing, my pulse pounding clear to my fingertips. She knows something, at least, if not everything. Cassia, she says kindly, teenagers are hot-blooded, rebellious. It's part of growing up. In fact, when I checked your data, you were predicted to have some of these feelings. I don't know what you're talking about. Of course you do, Cassia. It's nothing to worry about. You might have certain feelings for Kai Markingham now, but by the time you're 21, there is a 95% chance that it will be all over. Kai and I are friends. We're hiking partners. Don't you think this happens quite often? The official says, sounding amused. Almost 78% of teenagers who are matched have some kind of youthful feelings, and most of those occur within years or so after matching. It's not unexpected. I hate the official the most when they do this, when they act as if they have seen this before, as if they have seen me before, when really they have never seen me at all, just my data on a screen. Usually, all we do with this situation is smile and let things work out themselves. But the stakes are higher for you because Kai's aberration status. Having a fling with a member of society in good standing is one thing. For the two of you, it's different. If things continue, you could be declared an aberration yourself. Kai Markingham, of course, could be sent back to the outer providence. My blood runs cold. She isn't finished with me yet. She moistens her lips, which are as if dry as the fountain behind her. Do you understand? I can't quit speaking to him. He's my hiking partner. We live in the same neighborhood. She interrupts me. Of course you may want to talk with him. There are other lines you should not cross. Kissing, for example. She smiles at me. You wouldn't want Alexander to know about this, would you? You don't want to lose him, do you? I am angry. My face must show it. And she says it's true. I don't want to lose Alexander. Cassia, do you regret your decision to be matched? Do you wish you have chosen to be single? That's not it. Then what is it? I think people should be able to choose who they match with, I say lamely. Where would it end, Cassia? She says, her voice present. Would you say next that people would be able to choose how many children they have? Or where they want to live? Or when they want to die? I am silent. Not because I agree that I am thinking of grandfather. Do not go gentle. What infraction have I committed? I ask. Excuse me? When they called me out to school over the port, the message said I committed an infraction. The official laughs. Her laugh sounds easy and warm, which makes me shiver, a cold prickle my scalp. That was a mistake. Another one, it seems. They seem to keep happening where you are concerned. She leans a little closer. You haven't committed an infraction, Cassia. Yet. She stands up. I keep my eyes on the dry fountain, willing to the water back into it. This is a warning, Cassia. Do you understand? I understand, I say to the official. The words are not entirely a lie. I do understand her. On some level, I know why she has to keep things safe. and stable, and some part of me respects that. I hate that most of all. When I finally meet her gaze, her expression is satisfied. She knows she's won. It sees in my eyes, and I won't risk mistaking things worse for Kai. There's a delivery for you, Bram tells me when I arrive home, his face eager. Someone brought it by. It must be something good. I have all my fingerprints entirely on the datapod when I accept it. He follows me into the kitchen, where the small package sits on the table, looking at the pulpy brown paper wrapped around it. I think of how much of Kai's story he would put on those pages, but he can't do that anymore. It's too dangerous. Still, I can't help but open the paper carefully. I smoothly it out neatly, taking my time. It almost drives Bram crazy. Come on, hurry up. Deliveries don't happen every day. When Bram and I finally see what the package, we both sigh. Bram is a sigh of disappointment, mine's a sigh of something else. I couldn't quite define. Longing? Nostalgia? It's a scrap of my dress from the match banquet. In keeping with tradition, they have placed the silk between two pieces of clear glass, with a small silver frame around the edges. In the glass, the material both reflects the light, blinding me for the moment. I'm reminding me of the glass mirror in the lost compact. I stare at the fabric, trying to remember the night at the match banquet, when we were all pink and red and gold and green and violet and blue. Bram groans. Is that it? A piece of your dress? What did you think, Bram? I say, like the acid in my tone surprised me. Do you think they were going to send our artifacts back? Did you think they were going to be your watch? Because it's not. We're not getting any of it back. Not the compact, not the watch, not grandfather. A shock and hurt registers in my brother's face before I could say something. He leaves the room. Bram, I call after him. Bram. I hear the sound of the door closing. I pick up the box, the frame, and the sample came in. As I do, I realize that it is perfect size to hold a watch. My brother dared to hope, and I mocked him for it. I want to take the frame and walk to the middle of the green space. I stand next to the dry fountain and wait until the official finds me. And when she does and asks me what I'm doing, I tell her that everyone else that I know, they are giving us pieces of real life instead of the whole thing. And I'll tell her that I don't want my life to be samples and scraps. A taste of everything, but not a meal of nothing. I have perfected the art of giving just enough freedom, just enough that we are not ready to snap. A little bone is offered when we roll over, belly up, comfortable and particulate like a dog. I saw when we visit my grandparents in the farmlands. They have decades decided this perfect. Why am I surprised? It works on me again and again and again. Even though I am ashamed of myself, I take the bone, I worry it between my teeth, and Caius has to be safe. That's what matters. I don't take the green tablet. I'm still stronger than they are, but not strong enough to burn the last bit of Kai's story before reading it. The piece he pressed into my hand earlier on our way down through the forest. No more after this, I tell myself. Only this, no more. This picture is the first one with color. A red sun low and the sky right on the napkin's crease against, so that the part of both lives The younger Kai dropped the words of father and mother. They have vanished from the picture, forgotten or left behind, so much a part of him that they don't have to be written anymore. He looks over at the older Kai, reaches for him. There were too many to carry, so I left them behind. A new life, a new place, but no one forgot who I was. I didn't, and neither did the people who watched. They watched for years. They watch now. The older current Kai, his hands locked in front of him, an official on each side, his color, his hands red too. I don't know if he means to represent the way they look after he's been working or they mean something else. His parents' blood still on his hands from all those years ago, even though he didn't kill them. His hands of the officials are red too. I recognize one of them. He's cut her face a few lines, few sharp strokes. My official. She's come for him too.